and gentlemen, welcome to Week 3 of the Mock Overwatch League, the match between the top and the bottom of the table, as the Sinaloa Fury take on the Salem Witches. Boy, Salem needs a win right here. Both teams have been part of 2 3-0 matches, and as you can tell by the intro card, it's been flip-flop. The Sinaloa Fury 3-0'd their first 2 matches, and Salem got 3-0'd in their first 2 matches. So, hopefully, Salem can bounce back, and who knows? Maybe they can get one of the biggest upset so far in this season. But only time will tell. We have an entire match to be played. So, starting off, we will be heading over to Ilios as well. And I'm really excited to see what these teams bring out in Ilios. So many open maps, a lot more, some that are close quarters. I want to see how many boop kills we get on MOWL. I think the highest I've seen is 13. And I'm not even joking. We'll just have to wait and see what goes on when we get over there. Teams are finalizing their rosters. We will get into the game shortly. I apologize for the extended intro music. Like I said, one of the teams had an issue that has now been resolved. Now they're just finalizing their rosters, making sure that their starting rosters are completely set up and ready to go in game. So it should not be that much longer. As for what we should expect to see on Ilios, as we all know, well, it's Boop City. It's all around playing around the well and making sure you don't get booped into it. I wouldn't mind seeing Arisa Hog, maybe some Sigma, a little bit of Dive. It would all depend on the team's playstyle, but on Well and Lighthouse specifically, I expect a little bit of Pharah because of how wide open these maps are. There's so much open space for you to do so much with Pharah. Go up, get some clean hits in, and then just back out into cover. There are a few different spots you can just hug and make sure that you're not getting just hit. As for Ruins, I do expect to see a lot more brawly team compositions, specifically from the tank lineups. I think there's a lot more flexibility what you can do on Lighthouse and Well when it comes to your tanks. But you probably want to go for a little bit more brawl and point control when you are on Ruins. Not saying that stuff like Dive or Bunker couldn't work, but I think Brawl is probably the best thing to go for. And it's all just about what you can do, what team shows up, and what team actually performs. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if one comp in theory beats another comp or should beat another comp 100% of the time. If you can't play that comp, then it's just who can play it better. We are doing the final ready checks, and we will be getting into game shortly. I'm super excited for this one. We'll have to see if Salem can actually pull something back. They need a win. Like I said, they're 0-2. They're down with a -6 map score, 2-0-3 losses, and they need something. They need a little bit of momentum. And what better team to gain a little bit of momentum against than the Sinaloa Fury, the dominating team that has 2 3-0 victories and sit currently right on top. So if Salem can pull off a win here, it will shake up the standings a lot, It will screw up it will screw with the map scores a lot, and it will give Salem that little bit of confidence that they need going into the rest of the matches. If they can beat Sinaloa, they might have the mindset going in there that they can beat anybody. And sometimes mindset is everything. Some of the best teams just get stunted and look like poor teams. And this is not just in Overwatch. This is not just in any esports. This is in everything. Some of the best teams just crumble because of mindset. And I'm excited to see what can happen. And if Salem can get that momentum going, then I am excited to see what they can do in the future. But they still have to get through Sinaloa right now, who, like I said, has been dominant. And apologies for last week if you were here for the Sinaloa Tokyo game. But Sinaloa did make quick work of Tokyo. And again, 3-0'd. I do think I also have a lot of these issues fixed. You might see a few bits of FPS drop. That should be the only problem. I figured out the problem. The stream should be a lot cleaner. So hopefully we are going to get in here soon. Both teams look to be ready. So we should be getting into game shortly. It looks like both teams are ready. We're just waiting for the game to launch, and we will be good to go. Who's hype right here? Who's ready to see? Who wants to see an upset? Let's say that. Who wants to see Salem take Sinaloa down a notch? And into the game we go. Salem, Sinaloa. Let's get into it.
Now arriving at Helios.
Oh boy, and we're starting off at MOWL, baby.
Initiating match.
Some of you want to see the Lucio boops? I got you with the Lucio boops. We have MOWL right out the get-go. Like I said, Orisa Hog could be very valuable. Orisa as a tank in general is very valuable in this map due to her halt and ability to just hold a position easily around the well. And from the looks of it, it's going to, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of dive coming out on the side of Sinaloa. And also on the side of Salem, but Salem's opting for the ball as opposed to
capture
Winston.
the objective.
And what did I see? Gone on that Mara. Like I said, I was hoping to see it, and both teams, of course, popping out the Lucio. So let's hope for some boops, and let's get into it. Some big damage coming in as Hypernut actually finds Aquarius first. However, he is traded out for Waffly. That is support from main tank. Team's a little bit spread out. Recall has been used. Aquarius does switch off the map piece immediately trying to get back into the fight. But Save gets taken down. Chad's match is lost. And Charlie gets the first boop kill of the match. And it looks like Salem is trying to get the first team fight win of the series. They're so close to capturing this point, and Salem first control. What a fight played out, and look at that ult charge, baby. Jackie and Charlie super close to their ultimates, while Hypernut already has the pulse bomb active. He's going to use it, and it will find nothing, however. Charlie, though, getting super close, but Hypernut gets taken down. 6v5 in favor of Sinaloa. They're capping the point and Relentless takes down. Gone using the barrage and Charlie popping the sound barrier. Jack's hand does manage to find one. Relentless just goes off, using the dead eye to finish the job, and that's where Sinaloa will take over. 37% on the clock. Hypernut just throws himself off for a quick reset, and the alt economy right now looks heavily in favor of Sinaloa. They have to climb away, they explode self-destruct. Charlie goes down. You don't want to do that. Ellie later does manage to get two. Mother-daughter duo is taken down by Allie later on the Jedi. Chad does. Josh finds two in return. The mech on mech violence is Josh. Finishes off Jackie. Getting a third in fight. Primal use from the pit to beat everyone down. Baby, it's a witch hunt right now. And Sinaloa is just dominating after that first loss. Salem is not pushing a lot of things up. They do want to stick with his composition. So I feel like it might be time for a change. Stunned out of the jump, but the nano is there. But Gaunt has found Hypernut and Chad just bowling over Sage. And it looks like it's over. This fight is done. Salem has to fall back to their spawn. Now it's in danger zone. They really can't switch anymore. This is the stall composition for them. And they need someone to get there and touch. 10% left. Pulse bomb whiffs. They still need someone to touch. Charlie is going to be there. Everyone is going to be there. And the touch is there. Overtime is there, but save is not. The mercy is gone. Gone. Just making everyone his namesake disappear. Gray screen all the way back. Waffly does find the left in the backline. Self-destruct has to use the chat. Has jumped on and gone. It's another. Charlie is taken down. And it looks like this point GG Sinaloa takes map point number 1 on Ilios. Am I too far? Is this better?
0 to 1.
So, okay.
Ready for battle.
Again, I would like to apologize. So, if I was too quiet, I apologize. The gain on my microphone got turned all the way down. I have no idea why. Hopefully this is better. I turned it all the way up. Yep, all the way up. And once again, here we are. Salem is not going for the more brawly composition like their counterpart Sinaloa is with the straight up the Ryan Zarya, but they do have the Torbjorn and the Widowmaker. That's an interesting duo. But Jackie's already in the back line getting a good slam. 25% already on the minefield from that slam. Turret is already taken down. And first point control is given over to Sinaloa. Will they actually cap it? And it is a trade. Lucio for the Torbjorn, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sinaloa takes control of the point, but Salem is winning the fight. Gon does take down Jackie with the Storm Arrow, but it doesn't matter in the end. Oh, and the hook onto Chad. He will manage to get out and survive. But Salem does have control of the point. They are in the lead, but Hypernut gets taken down again. This Torbjorn is literally just a small head hitbox all around, it seems. Graviton Surge has been used and it finds nothing, but Waffly but ults are coming out on both sides. Deadeye has been used, Whole Hog used, Minefield used, everything seems to be used, and Salem is actually still getting kills. Charlie does get taken down, Jackie falls too. Ali later will find another kill onto Mushu, but it looks too little too late. Triple sniper coming out with the Hanzo, Ana, and Widow, but the Hawk on the Gon avenging his Widowmaker. Never want to die to a recon arrow. Infosights have been used and the health bars are dropped, but the dragons have been popped. But the anti-nade is there. The dragons have finally arrived on point after getting popped through spawn. They do not find a kill. I spoke too soon. Ali later gets sniped by the dragons as Gon is here and the fight is won for Sinaloa. Now have full control over this. They have the lead in percentage. I do think that a change needs to come in. Charlie is trying to switch it up. He doesn't know what to go. Zenyatta is clearly not working. And he's deciding on what to go. He decides to stick with it, but Hypernut is going hard. Oh, and the Minefield combo is there, but Chad finds two in the back line. Waffly does get revenge. It is now slightly in favor of Salem. The Minefields still are on point, but Waffly is caught off guard. Or Jackie, my bad, was caught off guard. Waffly is now on point. Ali later does take down Aquarius, but gets taken down by Gon in return. Sound barrier has been popped on the side of Sinaloa. It is a close fight, but Salem needs to get on in touch, and when your Zenyatta is frontlining and his name is not Jonak, what do you expect? But that Mushu gets taken. Mushu gets the kill onto Charlie. But Salem is here. Dragons have been popped by the side of Salem, and Sinaloa returns as Gon finds two kills, including the kill onto his counterpart. Make that a third, a triple kill for Gon. The amplification matrix has been popped as Gon just goes on a rampage, and it looks like that's gonna be it. Ilios will turn overtime, will take down, and Ilios is taken over by Sinaloa. What? There was chances. There were chances for Salem to come into that map and actually take the win. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. They did get a few key wins. But I do think one of the biggest problems that Salem had was that their unwillingness to change their tank lineup. I think especially with the ball dive, it works until it doesn't. That one fight where it doesn't, it becomes super hard to like execute, especially at like this level of play where it's not like top of the leaderboards, top 500 level play. It becomes really hard for different for them to execute it when they don't have that solid footing. They need to be momentous. They need to have a little bit more momentum going into the next fight if they're going to be able to actually win it at the end of the day. But they did get the first fight. They did get put up some good percentages. Excuse me. But like I said, Sinaloa came out on top on this map. It is not over. It is first to 3 as always. So it looks like we will be heading over to Junkertown next on the map. Next in the series, and I can't wait to see what happens. Both teams have shown that they can play at least some snipers. Both teams shown that they can play the Hanzo, Sam playing the Widowmaker, and there is no hesitation. Let's go into it as Junkertown comes into the fray. It will be Sinaloa first, so I can't wait to see what they try and pull out. Pirate ship, Farah, There are so many possibilities you can do, especially on first point Junkertown. You can run double sniper, you can run pirate ship, like I said. You can be a bit more brawly and just take fights and just have one person just sit in the back pushing the payload. But what are these teams going to come out with? And it looks like it's going to be a mirror matchup and the tank lineup, and that's just about it. That and the ashes from both sides are going to come out. Jackie is going to be running the Widowmaker. And on the side of Sinaloa, they are going to be running a Genji. They don't have an Ana. That is an important detail. Without the Ana, there is no Nano Blade, but a blade on its own can be deadly. And just as I say that, they do a last minute switch. They will have the Nano Blade combo. Salem is giving up some free percentage, just sitting back a little bit, making them come over to the second bridge. Gone already in the back line, trying to get some percentage out. A good few fire strikes by Josh is going to help carry his percentage a little bit more. The dynamite does burst, setting the opposing team on fire. Immortality field does get taken down. Another good dynamite gets a lot of damage, but Waffly goes down in the process. Ellie later with the bubble res. Hypernut does get taken down, and the charge off the map with both Reinhardts, but gone in the back line, just taken down 3. And right now, Sinaloa are just pushing all the way back. Such incredible Genji play, and I apologize for not being able to see that. That was just in a burst out of nowhere. Oh, Waffly. Jockey does get a good pick on no. And Waffly in the back with the shatter will find nothing. You will find one shatter, one knockdown, but that's about it. Gone pops the blade, but immediately gets domed. And a shatter into the shield by Josh. He will still find same. Nano pops onto the Rhine. And the Bob has been popped. And it looks like despite all that, despite the good ultimate locations, Sinaloa still is going to be coming out on top. And besides going to be popped, Jackie found 2 kills, both onto the support line. Salem can actually come back and contest this point. Both Graviton Surges have been used, but the point is still pushing. And that's going to be 2.530 left on the clock for Sinaloa. But now this is where stall comes into play. It's come down to the final point, as it normally tends to do. It's not every day you see someone hold on second point, that's fair, so I was expecting to see a second point capture after the first point fell, but they were so close to stalling out just a little bit more. Hypernut does take down Relentless. Oh, but Waffly gets charged, and the hook is not there fast enough. Shatter is there. It will find a few people. And Gone takes down Ali later. The Mercy is taken down. Sinaloa is on a rampage right now. Jeez, is this the 16th century? Because, oh baby, we are hunting witches right now. This is a slaughter. 4:30 left on the clock, and they're just turning around on the final stretch. Salem needs to pull something out. Doomfist could be the answer. Ant Matrix is there. Blade is popped. There is no nano for it. It is in the back line. He is burning. He will find nothing. Bob has been thrown out into the fray. In a good spot. Jackie Punch has gone into the wall. Relentless does find Charlie, however, tank for tank. The other Bob is thrown out, but the point is pushing, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a Charlie Niner. Sinaloa captures with more time than they started with.
Score.
Oh boy.
0.
Oh boy.
Switching sides.
That is
Initiating.
heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking for Salem. It always is painful to watch when you're winning a fight and no one steps on the payload. It always hurts. Unless you're playing quick play and then you really don't care, but other than that, it always hurts.
Ready for
Especially in a situation like this. One of the top teams in the league, you were winning the fight, you were hoping to drain a bit more clock, make it a bit more reasonable for you to actually complete,
attackers
to actually stop them, lower their time at least a bit, try and get them under 2 minutes, ideally, but finishing with more time than they started with, Sinaloa looks very heavily favored in this map, and if Salem can try to replicate, if Salem can actually finish with, I would assume, more than 2 minutes, I would not be shocked to see these timers decreased.
the payload.
But right now, we still have Salem's attack to go over, and it does look like a challenge. They need basically flawless. Just get a boop with the charge, and Waffly is gone, ladies and gentlemen. But Hypernut taking down Gone. Jackie is in the back line. Same does fall, so it's a trade 1-for-1. Oh, Josh does miss the charge, and Waffly in the back line. But Hypernut gets taken down. Waffly wins the Rhine 1v1 this time, and Charlie takes down Relentless. Salem is winning the fight. They do have a man advantage, but Gone has come back on the Soldier 76 instead of the Hanzo. Bit more consistent damage coming out, but this payload is still pushing. Little under 3 minutes left, and they are in the final stretch of point A. Charlie's going in. Relentless does take down Hypernut, and Gone falls as well. Trade 1-for-1, but Charlie falls. The res is on the Gone, and Sinaloa just comes in swinging. The tank line pushing them off, winning the fight. And it looks like Salem is forced back. There is a massive winning combination here if they're willing to pull it out, but it looks like both teams are coming up on 6 ultimates, same being the farthest away, and even still 20% is not much, especially when you have 2 tanks. Ultimates used. What are these tank ultimates from, as Salem actually tends to be winning the fight? Very questionable tank ultimates as the team kill comes out on the side of Salem, and they will manage to get first point. However, time bank is still a problem. 2 ults for 2 ults, but tank ults for Nanoblade. Hypernut does manage to take down Relentless again. Oh, Shatter in the backline is huge, but Gone taking down Hypernut in the backline, just wrecking all of Salem. What an amazing flank on the side of Gone, just putting in a lot of work. It doesn't matter if he's on a sniper or soldier, he will find value. Jackie, however, does not with that life, gets taken down. Gone pushing outside point A. Hypernut again. Regardless of how Salem is actually performing in this match, something you cannot fault them for is how many picks their Widowmakers are finding. But the biggest problem is they can't convert them. Gone is being too much of a menace. He finally gets taken down. The Valkyrie is used on the side of Mushu. The res is there, however. Dynamite will find nothing but shield. Both Reinhardt's fall. Sound barrier has been committed on the side of Salem. And it looks like Hypernut with another pick onto Relentless. Chad will find Charlie. The anti-it is there and fire. Wow! 2 kills from 1 swing by Josh. The Graviton killing Waffly and Gone just cleaning up the fight. Taking down the last 2 members as it looks dire. Charlie does find Gone. Mushu is there, just gets out of the way. Chad horribly out of position. Jackie does find Mushu. Charlie finds Chad. It's not only 3v3, and there is no res there. The shatter is wide, but the anti-nade is preventing Waffly from being a bit more aggressive. Trying to charge back on the Josh. Shatter is there, but the shield is good. Gone finds Mushu, and the Nano Blade is there, and it will find the back line. It will find Gone. It will find Aquarius. It will find Relentless. Josh wins the Ryan 1v1. Bob is thrown out as well, but it looks like Salem is on their way to push it to point C. Hypernut finishes off Josh as they are making their. Jackie is trying to keep them out, but the Zarya there is always a threat for a Genji. And it looks like Sinaloa might just want to give this up, and they will not actually. Gone will step on. Hypernut does fall to Gone, but Jackie finds Chad. The damage is there. Charlie takes down Mushu, and the anti-nade murders Josh. Old friends die hard. As Sinaloa does have time bank regardless, but Salem, if they're gonna have a remote chance, they need to make it all the way to point C. They need to capture the entirety of Junkertown, and even still they're gonna have a massive time bank. Charlie dancing around at 1 health does fall, but Gone is just like his head is gone as Hypernut finds a second on motion, but Relentless does take down Jackie. That Genji from, oh, the shatter is huge. It will find 2, but the charge is bad. He does get taken down before it can complete. The nano is onto the Reinhardt. Relentless does manage to get revenge on the Hypernut finally, but Jackie takes down Gone. Charlie is trying to make it out, but he will not be able to do so. Josh does not manage to find the charge up the stairs, but you know who does? The rest of the entire team. But despite that, Hypernut does find another kill. The picks are there, but they just can't capitalize on it. Waffly with a little bit of a fake charge. Dynamite is there, would only find Charlie, but Gone takes down Hypernut, and Waffly falls to Relentless. 60 seconds remaining, and it's looking dire for Salem. Their defense, lackluster. The shatter, massive. Sound barrier saves the team, except for Ali later. But Josh gets taken down as well. The dynamite will find the burn onto quite a few people. Infrasites is there, will reveal everyone. Gone is taken dangerously low, and the snake bite actually takes him down. Mushu getting super aggressive, taken down by Hypernut. Red Lucios are not the counter to this Widowmaker. But Josh does take down Same. Hypernut again! Oh, but the nano used onto a grabbed Genji. Unwilling to pop the blade because of the lack of value. As Sinaloa looks like they're going to stop it right here. Ultimate's pumped, and that's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Sinaloa Fury. What a defense despite all that, I do have to give props to some of the Salem players. Jackie putting in work. Hypernut just finding headshot after headshot after headshot on this Widowmaker.
I'm just doing my job.
It's impressive, but at the same time, there's no follow-up. In different games, if you find, like, in team-based games like this, not just Overwatch, but in like MOBAs, other like arcade shooters, if you get a pick, you need to have good follow-up. You need to have follow-up in order to capitalize on it, or else the pick means nothing, basically. If you can turn it into something more, in this case, they need to turn it into more kills, to more progress on the payload, but they can't do it. They couldn't do it. All of these huge picks, Hypernut finding 1, 2 people, but they always got traded out. There was no follow-up and allowed the respawn timers to tick down and them to come back into the fight a little bit later on. There was no real follow-up there, and I don't know who is the fault for that. I feel like a Lucio would be, I think it's partially in fault of the team as a whole not pushing into him, because as least as not as a coordinated unit, we've seen in Junkertown specifically, Jackie go deep into the backline, Waffly go deep into the backline, but the problem is they're not going in together with the team. They're not going in with the support of the team. They are going in alone, and it is becoming a problem. It's becoming a huge problem as they're not able to actually capitalize on any of these picks the DPS are finding. And it's just so sad to see, because especially when you're one of those players that just feels like, I'm doing everything I can, but we're just not winning. It's a sucky feeling. I'm sure all of us have had it, whether it be in, even if it's Overwatch or League or Dota or whatever. There are many games where it's like, I'm trying the best I got. I'm doing as much as I can, but it's not enough in the end. And we'll have to see if it's enough for Salem to start the reverse sweep. And as you may have heard, we're going to Eichenwald. Let's see if they can pull anything out. Once again, it's going to be Sinaloa on the attack. Now, here is the question. Do you think this would be a time to bring out more defensive heavy team compositions? Maybe like a bit of bunker or pseudo bunker or stuff like that, because I definitely think about that. I think that is what we need to see specifically on the side of Salem.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
But I don't know. I do not know. Hopefully, Salem can do something more. If you know me, I don't prefer any team to win. I just prefer the most gameplay to see. So, I'm sort of rooting for Salem to at least bring it to a map 5 so we can see some more good play. And here we go, gone. Just not having enough, not having any of Hypernut, just taking him down right out of the get-go. And already Jackie's in a horrible position. As Zenyatta, you do not want to be behind the enemy team. It's already a 6v4 inside of Sinaloa, and this is exactly what you need to be if you were on the side of Salem. You have 2 picks, you need to push on with that. And Gone finds Waffly, and Relentless finds another pick. Just the tanks left on the point, and it's not going to be enough. And then here is where it falls. A little bit of stall coming out for Jackie, but it's not going to be enough. And here it comes, giving up point A. The point is lost. It's just time to see if Salem can stall him out on point B. I'm excited to see what is able to come here. A good charge onto Josh as Charlie does get taken down. Arvicio falls as well, and again, it's a 6v4. Can't capitalize more kills on this, but this still is payload space, and Hypernut again falling to Relentless. I don't know what was talked about between the DPS of Sinaloa, but between here and Junkertown, there's a massive damage in how they're trying to deal. Dragons have been popped, but it will go wide, but Charlie gets charged through it. Jackie will find Gone, but the rest of the team is falling around him. So Jackie, once again, asks Zenyatta, you don't want to be that far in the back line. As Jackie falls, more and more payload progress is being made. Waffly falls finally. As they approach the bridge, Amp Matrix is used right here. It can there be any shatter used on both sides, but it's bigger for one, and that side is the Fury, showing their rage as they push all the way to Eichenwald point B. Team kill for Sinaloa, and the door is getting beaten down, matching their time bank on Junkertown, showing that this offense cannot be stopped. Relentless does find Arvicio, but Relentless not stopping at the Baptiste, going for more, wants them all, and that's 4 kills picked up in the fight. Make that 5 and 6 all around for Relentless. Unofficial sextuple kill, as it did take a little bit, but did I say matching time bank? Nah. So much more. It looks like the bomb and the nano blade are there, and it looks like it will be a one fight. Josh does manage to find Hypernut, and there are kills getting traded back. Gone taking down Jackie. Yana getting taken down is huge. Shatter is there, but it's denied as Josh falls. Mushu only managed to find the barrier onto herself. Death Blossom is used on the side of Gone, but the defense matrix is there. Waffly does fall, however, but the anti-nade will confirm the kill onto Gone. The time bank is dwindling down, but Relentless is back in the fray. Hypernut does manage to take down Chad, but Josh finds the return kill. Jackie is getting there, and will there be another Charlie Niner? No. Salem has have corrected themselves from last time. Ant Matrix is used as Salem is clearly winning the fight. Gone will trade his life out for Charlie, but Salem still won the fight. Now they have a hold, but they need to be mindful of this payload. It's still just past 3 meters. So there's still so much back cap potential. And Jackie so far up on this Ana. What are you supposed to do? Waffly with a good stun, but unable to confirm the kill as the overextension. Sinaloa just caps the point. The overextension was massive.
To 3, switching sides. Initiating match.
The overextension was huge. I'm at a loss for words. At one point, like, on one hand, I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to hold them back and prevent that. But on the other hand, you are an Ana and a Diva. There is no way you're actually going to get anything done. Because of, like, Diva's only defensive ability is the defense matrix.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
and boosters to get away. Ana needs help. Yeah, some of the best Anas can help, but if you get swarmed by people as Ana, even the best Anas in the world can't deal with that. Ana can only do so much without help from the rest of her team. But Salem does have a chance, at the very least, to make it all the way. Gone found the corner. And they have found him. Will they manage to take down Gone before he kills anyone? Yes, they will. It's an early pick. Gone going for the sneaky play, but already sniffed out by the side of Salem. I respect it. It was very risky. Does switch over to the Widowmaker to try and switch it up. Try and go for those Widow 1v1s on the Hypernut. But Mushu takes down our VCO. That's the main tank down. But Hypernut really likes the attacking side Widow. As another kill comes into Aquarius, but Gone does take down Ally later. That's the Mercy out of the equation. Oh, and the hook is good on the Mushu, but she will manage to make it out alive. Gone does take down Jackie. And Salem seems to be stumbling a little bit right here. Sinaloa is capitalizing getting these kills. Gone will win the Widow 1v1. As now Charlie is forced to back away. He will not make it out alive. Now Ally later, we'll see ya later. Back in spawn as Jackie will join him. The disrespectful shatter outside spawn will take down our VCO and Hypernut. Waffly on the side does win the 1v1 against the Lucio, as you would hopefully expect out of a Genji. And Relentless just doesn't want to take the fight. Just runs back to the side of his team. And who wants to join the Sonic Space program after that kill? Josh does take him down, but the res is there. Waffly does fall in return, however. Her VCO, so much damage onto this Reinhardt. Is there anything he can do? Gone will come out. The Transcendence is used. Why? Jackie does get the kill on Relentless, and it looks like Salem actually is going to be winning the fight at the end of the day. As they do pick up the majority of the kills. Right now, it is just Chad. And he is a Chad, taking down our VCO, but he can't get back to the point. It's going to be a cap. He will fall to Waffly. That is a welcome death, however. Hypernut pop the infra sights and immediately falls. That is painful. Gone are the old days where infra sights would go past Widowmaker's death. But Charlie deep in Sinaloa territory. Same with Jackie. What are you doing? It seems I don't know what to say. And the worst part is there's not really anyone to push the point because of how much space Sinaloa has taken up because of these hyper aggressive pushes. These overextensions are forcing Sinaloa forward and preventing free real estate. Now they're actually gonna get some distance. The stun will ring true, but Waffly does manage to get a kill. Relentless does trade it back. Shattered Deadeye. Transcendence is popped to save the Zenyatta's life. It is a much more reasonable one than the one that happened on point A, but Salem is still pushing. Our VCO stalling out a little bit with his momentum. Literally, as it gets him killed. Relentless finding the kill. Both supports are dangerously close to that meta mine, but Gone did pop the infra sights with 3 kills, came straight in. Another Lucio boop came in on the side of Mushu, taking down Charlie, but the grab is huge. Is the kills there? Hypernut will take down Josh, but 2 kills are already taken by the side of Chaz. Now a 2v2 on point, or really a 1v3 on point with a little bit of support, as Salem is actually going to fall away, as Relentless and Gone are just bullying the reinforcements. Infrasights has been popped by Hypernut, and it helps him win the Widow 1v1. Minefield has been popped, but Charlie goes down. Waffly trying to take down as many people as he can, but the hyper-aggressive play isn't working. However, since the fight's going on, Arvicio is just getting some payload progress, forcing them back. Charlie will get Aquarius, but Ellie later will fall to the Deadeye. Chad takes down Arvicio as well, and it looks like Salem is once again staggering out. We're reaching 60 seconds, and it looks very, very dire. Waffly takes down Gone and Mushu. Now, hold on a minute. They might have a chance to cap this with some time left on the clock and make a point C capture with time. A little bit more reasonable, but as I say that, Caster Curse, my bad, Salem, as both your supports get taken down. But the positioning of the tanks is so, I would say bad, but with the amount of Salem players around, it was actually really good for the tanks of Sinaloa, and it looks like Sinaloa is now in prime position to take this 3-0 here on Eichenwald. Relentless takes down 2, and it looks like that might be it. The point is being pushed by Arvicio. Will there be a response in time? Supports are making it. It is buying some time. Aquarius gets booped up by Arvicio. It is there. The sound barrier is there. It does manage to reach one of the tanks. Waffly does fall. The Graviton is there. Will find both tanks. Oh, and the Deadeye comes in as well. It only finds Arvicio. Overtime is taking down. Waffly is there to contest, however, as Salem is looking to get that little bit of progress to keep their series hopes alive, but it seems too little, too late. Team kill as Sinaloa takes Eichenwald and takes the series 3-0.
Play of the game.
What can I say about Sinaloa? Coming back into the league after being gone for so long, I had no idea what to think about these teams. I had no idea to think who was strong, who was not, but after 2 weeks of watching Sinaloa, I think Sinaloa is pretty strong. I think Sinaloa is pretty strong, especially on their DPS front with Relentless and Gone, baby. Oh man, so many good multi-kills, especially in that play of the game on Eichenwald, where Relentless got an unofficial sextuple kill, killing literally everybody on the team. However, it wasn't in quick enough succession to actually warrant it, but still, I'll give it to him at the end of the day. But that is 3-0 Sinaloa. Their map score, they will go up to 3-0, and their map score will go up to a +9. Still perfect on the season so far. Salem, perfect losses, I would say. Down 0-3, -9. You don't want to see that as if you are Salem. Starting 0-3 in a league with not that many weeks, not that many games, it's really tough. It's really, really tough, especially on your morale and your mental. I have been there. It doesn't feel good. But I saw a lot of positives for Salem. I saw their DPS lineup show up. I just think that there was the biggest issue was team coordination. Salem kept diving in. They kept going in deep, but they weren't doing it together. And that was the problem that plagued them in the end of the day, because they were going in and they were constantly in situations where there was like 1v4, 1v5, 1v6, and they just couldn't get out. it doesn't matter if you have 900 effective health as a Roadhog. If you have 6 people shooting you the entire time, it's just, they just need to work on their team coordination. I think their tank duo needs to get a little bit more synergy. A lot of times they're off doing different things. They need to rely more. They need to work on pushing up together. And I think you have to also learn better positioning for your backline heroes, because a Zenyatta is not supposed to be pushed up into the enemy backline unless you are good enough to actually pull off these kills. And the only person I know reliably enough to pull off this stuff is Jonak. It's not a hit onto anyone in particular, but like being that aggressive with Ana and Zenyatta, that seems to be only a Jonak thing. And none of us are remotely close enough to the skill level of Jonak. It's just so hard to get up to that skill level as a support. But that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for the stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Congratulations to Sinaloa to continue the golden run so far. Salem, I saw some bright spots. You still have hope to pull out these matches. You just need to work on those few things. You need to work together as a team, capitalize on these picks, and then you'll be winning maps, you'll be winning games, and who knows, maybe you can rise up the standings. Sinaloa seems pretty hard to beat right now, but Titans always have a weakness. We'll see if someone can exploit it in the coming weeks. But that's the end of me. My name is Stripes. I've enjoyed casting this game. Thank you for coming, and we'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace.